Hello, how are you today? So, welcome to this next unit on our course, Negotiations and Conflict Management. Today, we're going to be talking about a new topic. It's kind of a wrap up of some of the issues that we have been dealing with. Today, uh, I'm going to give you what I consider to be the 20 most important rules for negotiators. Very practical issues, very practical items, elements that any negotiator should know. So that's what we're going to be sharing today. So let me share with you a presentation and let me guide you through our topic today, the 20 basic rules for negotiations. So here we go. And starting, okay, we don't have an order for this. I just wanted to clarify this. Uh, this doesn't mean that number one is more important than number two or whatever. No, that the order is not important at all. But these are experiences from real life. If you ask me where I got these 20 basic rules from, if I took them from a book or from a theory, honestly, no. This is just what I consider to be the 20 most important elements for negotiations, according to my experience. Some of them, maybe, yes, some of them come from books, and maybe some of them just from practical experience. Okay? So, the 20 basic rules for negotiations. And let's start with number one. Number one, never negotiate if it's not necessary. So some people try to negotiate everything. Actually, they want to negotiate everything. Remember, not everything is negotiable. Sometimes we misunderstand the situation and we believe that we can negotiate something that is really a sale. The difference between a sale and a negotiation is flexibility. We don't have flexibility, we don't have a negotiation. That's only a sale. And please remember, bargaining is not negotiating. Bargaining is one of the elements of the negotiation, but bargaining is not negotiating. Actually, you remember from our topic on the negotiation steps, we emphasize this. When you're bargaining, you're not negotiating, but bargaining is part of the negotiation process. Okay, the second one, number two, never negotiate with yourself. What do we mean by this? Uh, when when we are planning our negotiation, when we're sitting in our office and we are putting all the information together and we're planning what we're going to do, remember we said you have to set up your limits. You have to know precisely up to what point you are going to accept um, any particular offer regarding the different elements. How much discount are you willing to give? What is your limit on the discount? What is your limit on the payment schedule? What is your limit on paying for the freight or who's going to pay for it? So you set up your limits, okay, when you're planning. Now, you're sitting at the negotiations table, and all of a sudden you receive an offer that is a little bit off from what you said that was going to be your limit. Are you going to accept it? The answer is no. Because in your mind, what you're going to do is, if you said the highest discount you're going to give is 5%, and the other side offers you to buy your stuff, but they are willing to go all the way to 7%, that's it. That's a minimum discount they will accept. And you said your maximum discount was going to be 5. That was your limit. When you receive this 7% offer, what do? In your mind, you start wondering, you know, I said 5% was my limit, but maybe 7% is not that far away. It's only 2% different. What are you doing? You're negotiating with yourself. Never do it. If you said you were going to accept at the most, you were going to give 5% discount, respect your limit. Because for a certain reason, you did set up that limit. Okay? Number three. Number 3 and number 4, actually, they go together. This is what we call the dance of negotiations. Never accept the first offer. And number 4 is always ask for more. Now, why is it that you should not accept the first offer? Because everybody always asks for more. And how come everybody always asks for more? Because nobody accepts the first offer. So do you see how these two go together? Every time you negotiate, everybody knows your first offer is not the last one. So never start negotiating with your best offer. Never do that. Everybody wants some space to negotiate, to bargain. So remember, never accept the first offer. Even if it's a good one, never accept it. And always ask for more. When you're going to ask for a price, when you're going to ask for whatever issue, always ask for more. But there's also another reason. Never accept the first offer also involves that sometimes when you accept the first offer, what the taste that you have after this is not a good one. Just imagine you're buying a used car, okay? You're buying a used car and you know that car should be around $5,000. You know, the price should be around $5,000. So you're looking at this used car, the owner is there, and you like the car. The car is good. That's exactly the car you want. And yes, you're willing to buy it, and you are willing to pay $5,000. And when you ask, okay, I like your car, how much do you want? The other person says, you know, my car is very good, so I would like to have $6,000. So he's asking $1,000 more than what you're willing to pay. So if you go to the bracketing principle is from the price you want to pay to the price they offer you at the first time. That difference, you should take it out from the price you want to pay, and that is going to be your first offer. So you want to pay $5,000. The owner of the car is asking for $6,000. The difference is $1,000. So your first offer is $4,000. So you tell the man, you know, I really like your car, but $6,000 is too much. Actually, what I can pay you is $4,000. And then the other man, the owner of the car says, okay, deal. Here are the keys. Give me the money. How do you feel? You feel good? You feel excited because you got a very good price? Or you feel like, wait a minute, something's wrong here. Something must be really wrong. Maybe something is wrong with the paperwork of the car, or maybe something is wrong with the mechanics of the car, but you don't feel good because you started with a very low offer because you knew it was going to actually come higher all the way to maybe somewhere around 5,000. But it comes out that when you make up your first, when you set up your first offer, $4,000, the other side says, yes, that's good. So accepting the first offer always gives you some taste of distrust. So don't do that. Okay. Remember, never accept the first offer and always ask for more. Now, number 5, try not to be the one with the opening position. This is funny because uh, every time you start bargaining, somebody's going to ask, how much do you want? The other side is going to say, no, no, how much do you offer? No, 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 come on, tell me, how much do you want? Well, I'm not sure. What do you think? What do you offer? If you let the other side establish the opening position, that's better for you. If you are the one to set the opening position, that gives you some disadvantage. However, there is a non-written rule that says the side that is selling is the one that has to start with the opening position. So if you're selling, even if you're selling, try to send this opening position to the other side. If they don't want to give you their first offer and you're selling, then it's going to be your responsibility. But even when you're selling, try to leave this responsibility on the other side. Number 6, talk less and listen more. This is a very common mistake for negotiators. Remember when we were talking about the different types of negotiations that are around the world? And we said that today you cannot negotiate only with price. You have to incorporate to the negotiation process. You have to put like 4 or 5 different elements. So you put the price, you put the delivery date, you put the payment schedule, credit line, who's going to pay for the freight, and so on. Okay, so when you're bargaining, you have a combination of these elements going back and forth. Okay, so what happens when the other side is making you an offer? They are telling you, okay, this is my offer. I'm going to offer you $5 a piece, and I want 12,000 pieces, and I want them delivered by next Monday. By the way, I don't have a truck, so I need you to send them to my manufacturing plant. And I'm going to pay you in 90 days. And I need a discount of 3%. Okay. When they are giving you their offer, what is your mind doing? Your mind is thinking on what is going to be your offer once they stop talking. So in your mind, you're saying, okay, whenever they finish speaking, I'm going to offer them this. You are elaborating your next proposal in your mind, and you're not listening. You're not getting the information they are giving you. So when the other side is speaking, listen. Do not elaborate your response while the other side is speaking. Whenever they finish speaking, if you need some time to elaborate your next offer, tell them so. You know what? I'm going to need a couple of minutes. Wait a second. And then think about what is going to be your answer. But don't think about your answer while the other side is speaking. You're missing a lot of information. Okay? So, number 7, never give a gift for free. Never. If for any reason today you can include a higher discount, or for any reason today you can include the freight for free, or maybe today you can include 90 days payment with no penalty, whatever. If there's today, if you have the opportunity to give something, always, always tie it to a condition. Always put a condition to it. For example, if by any reason this time you can give a 5% discount, tell the other side, I'm going to give you a 5% discount only this time, but it has to be cash. Or you have to buy more than 1,000 pieces, or whatever it is. But tie your gift to something, because otherwise it's going to be an obligation for next time. So remember this. If for any reason this time you can give a gift, always put a condition to it. Okay? Number 8, avoid the salami effect. The salami effect is also very common. It's like when you cut a salami and you want to know what is inside the salami. You know that you have some pork meat and chicken meat, and you have maybe some beef, and maybe have some spices, but there's no way you can tell what is inside because everything is mixed. Okay, so the salami effect when you're negotiating is when you misunderstand and when you mix the costs and the prices, when you don't have the right approach towards prices and costs. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you are negotiating and the other side wants to buy some parts from you. And now you are more or less getting an agreement, and the other side says, okay, I accept your conditions, but you are going to pay for the freight. So you are going to send the parts to my manufacturing plant, and the freight is going to be for free. Okay, now in your mind, the truck is yours. So the depreciation of the truck maybe is $100 a day. The driver works for you. So for 3 hours or 4 hours that the driver is going to take to bring the stuff, it's going to be another $100. And the gasoline of the truck is going to be another $100. So you're talking about $300. So what you are including is $300. Is that right? The answer is no. That is your cost, $300. But the other side, your counterpart, they don't have a truck. So if you don't include the freight, they are going to hire a freight service, and they are going to hire this freight service to come and pick the parts and take them to their manufacturing plant. And that is going to cost them $1,500. How much are you including? $1,500, not $300. That is the difference. So never, never lose the sight, and never, never, never lose in your mind what is the difference between prices and costs. Okay. Number 9, avoid the rookie feeling. The rookie feeling, very simple. When you believe like after the negotiation is over, you believe like, maybe I could have done it better. Maybe I could pressure a little bit more. Maybe I should have insisted on this and this. You know what? Think about this. Did you reach your goals? Did you reach your objectives? If the answer is yes, stop it. You did good. Yeah, maybe you could have done it better. Yes, maybe. But maybe if you had pressured more, maybe the other side would not be comfortable with it, and maybe they would have left the table. So if you got to your limits, if you got your objectives, if you reached your goals, congratulations, well done. Stop there. Okay. Next one. Number 10, avoid at any cost a quick close. Quick closes are bad news. Usually, after an hour of offers and counter offers, and then somebody tells you, and then you make a proposal, and somebody says, yes, 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 that's it. Okay, just leave it there, leave it there. That's it. Okay, yes, we have a deal. A quick close always, always means you did something wrong. Step back and then wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see what I just said. And then you are going to discover that you said something that you didn't mean, or that you included something that you shouldn't have included. Okay? So always a quick close should, in your mind, mean, let me check this out because it doesn't feel good. Okay? So be careful with the quick closes. Number 11, never reveal your maximum offer, not even at the end of the negotiation. Never. Because we like to do this. After the negotiation is over, we say, hey, thank you very much. I'm glad we reached an agreement. By the way, can I tell you something? Yeah. You know what? I was going to give you another 10% discount, but you never asked for it. And then the other side said, really? Wow. You know, when I came in today, I was willing to pay 10% more, but you didn't ask for that. So what happens if you reveal your limits, your maximums? That means next time that is going to be the opening position. So never ever reveal your limits, not even after the negotiation. Okay? Number 12, understand your counterpart's needs. Yes. We talked about this when we were talking about the different types of negotiation, and we talk about the integrative negotiations. You have to understand your counterpart because you need to make a proposal, having in your mind what they need, even better than what they know. So if you understand what they need, you will be able to make a proposal that is going to fit their needs. So really put yourself in your counterpart's shoes. Understand what they do, understand what they need. But at the same time, you need to know your own needs. So sometimes you design a negotiation so that you can win money. Sometimes you design a negotiation because you're interested in the relationship. You're interested in that company working with you from that moment on, maybe 10, 20 years. So you are willing to sacrifice the earnings this time in order to get the relationship. So what do you need? You have to understand what are your needs. And with those needs, you have to design how does the ideal negotiation for you looks like. Okay. Number 14, manage the ongoing relationship. The relationship, as we will see in the next chapters, the relationship is very important, especially today, especially in integrated negotiations. So always, always, when you design a negotiation, have in mind the relationship. Design the negotiation in such way that you can guarantee that the relationship is going to be very, very good before and after. So have in mind the value of the relationship when you design the negotiation and while you are negotiating. Number 15, never lie. This is a rule of thumb. Never lie. Why? Because you go to hell. No, actually, yes, but that's another issue. No, never lie. Why? Why you shouldn't lie? Let me tell you. Every time you lie in a negotiation, especially in a negotiation, uh, you will have to create a second lie in order to sustain the first one. And then you're going to have to create a third lie in order to sustain the first and the second one. And when you pile up 5 or 6 or 8 lies, everything falls down. And you're going to lose the most precious thing a negotiator has, and that's credibility and trust. If you lose as a negotiator, if you lose your credibility, if people don't trust you anymore, you're done. As a negotiator, your life is over. So it's not worth it. Never lie. Okay? No matter what. If they ask you about a piece of information that you do have, but you don't want to give it away, and they ask you, can you tell me your production costs? Of course you have your production cost. Are you going to tell them your production cost? The answer is no. So what do you tell them? You tell them, sorry, I don't have them. You're lying because you do have them. So you see how easy it is to lie? Now, you're not going to give them that information. Just let them know that. You know what? Sorry, I do have my production costs. Unfortunately, that's a piece of information I cannot share with you. I'm sorry about that. That's it. You didn't lie and you didn't give them the information. Okay? So remember, never lie. 16, distinguish between positions and interests. Maybe this is the most important one of the 20. This is the clue. This is where a very good negotiator knows how to handle a negotiation. Let me explain. Let me explain with an example, okay? I'm going to create a story, just make up a story. You have 2 girls, and the 2 girls are fighting. They are sisters, and they are fighting because there's only one orange, and both of them want the orange. So they're fighting for this orange. They're struggling for the orange, and then the father comes and says, "What's going on?" And one of them says, "Dad, I need this orange, and my sister wants to take it away." And the other sister says, "No, no, 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 no. The orange is mine. Actually, I said I was going to need the orange, and then you took it away." So, if you are the father, what would you do? Very simple. You take the orange, cut it in half, and give each one of the 2 girls half of the orange. But then one girl says, when the father is just about to cut the orange, one girl says, "Hey, dad, wait, wait, wait. If your idea is cutting the orange in half and giving me half of the orange, forget it. I need the full orange." And the other girl says exactly the same. "Half the orange is no good for me. I need the full orange." So now what do? Well, sometimes maybe if you're the father, you eat the orange and then you finish the discussion. But this situation is different because the father took this course. So the father knows what to do. So what he does is he asks one of the girls, why do you need the orange? What are you going to do with the orange? And the girl says, "Dad, here, I'm on a diet." And read what it says here. It says, you have to drink every day in the morning the juice of one orange before breakfast. So one orange, not half orange. Okay. And then he asks the other girl, "What are you going to do with the orange?" And the girl says, "I'm going to bake a cake for my for my uh, for my fiance and for my boyfriend." And listen, here is the recipe. Read what it says. You have to include with the flour the skin of one complete orange. Okay. Now, can you do something about it? And the answer is yes. So remember, position is what I want. Interest is the reason why I want it. A good negotiator never ever negotiates with positions. A good negotiator negotiates with the interests. So always, always ask, why do you need this? What are you going to do with it? Because most of the time, dealing with positions is going to be very complicated. But going all the way to the interests is going to help you find a way. So remember, a good negotiator never negotiates positions. A good negotiator always negotiates interests. Number 17, winning isn't everything. No, sometimes by losing, you're winning. So what do you want out of this negotiation? Sometimes you are going to design a negotiation in order to lose because you know that you care about the long term. Because you know, yes, I'm going to lose today, but in the long term, I'm going to win a lot. So if you design your negotiation having in mind that you're going to lose, don't worry, your negotiation is good. So don't be afraid of losing if that's what you are designing your negotiation for. Number 18, walk away when you reach your objectives. Yes, once you reach your goals, once you reach your objectives, don't push anymore. This is this is something very common. Sometimes when you are getting everything that you want out of a negotiation, you're going to feel tempted to continue pushing. Don't do it because you may break the negotiation. So once you reach your goals, once you reach um, your limits, get out of there. You did good. Okay. Number 19, believe you're worth it. Yes. Nothing in a negotiation, nothing is more important than confidence. You have to feel confident about yourself. You did the planning process in a good way. Did you get all the information that you needed? Did you do your homework? If the answer is yes, come on, you have to feel confident. You're going to make it good. Okay, so believe you're worth it. Uh, do your SWOT analysis, you know, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You did everything. Now you have to trust yourself and go to negotiate. Sit at the negotiation table. And number 20, always, 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 three times always keep it friendly. Always keep it friendly. Even if you didn't reach an agreement, if you didn't reach an agreement at the end, just stand up and say, you know what, I'm sorry this time we were not able to reach an agreement. Hopefully next time we're going to be able to do business together. Thank you very much for your effort and thank you very much for your time. That's it. Never ever get angry. Remember, the person in front of you is not your enemy. So never get angry. Even if you cannot reach a negotiation, even if you don't reach an agreement, keep it friendly. Okay? So, uh, these are the 20 basic rules for negotiators. And this is what I would like to have this is what I would like you to have in mind. Remember, negotiations are always, always, always the most important part of the business. So, next time you negotiate, next time you go to negotiate, have in mind, it is very important that you consider these 20 basic rules. Thank you very much. And I hope that this was interesting for you.